Coming up on the Sports Desk, just because football's regular season is all wrapped up doesn't mean anybody in this town's closing the books on 2012. Find out who stamped a ticket to the CIF playoffs. You'll be surprised by the news. And over at Elko, it's more than just another year on the gridiron that's ending. Find out why the Warriors' hallowed grounds meant so much to the South Bay. Plus, the South Spartans are still tearing up the volleyball court. Well, them and a whole bunch of other athletes all around town gearing up for fall playoffs. All that coming up now on the Sports Desk. Hey there, Torrance. I'm Wan Hernandez. Welcome to another week on the Sports Desk. We got plenty to get you up to speed on this week as we head into CIF playoffs for fall sports, so let's get started with the granddaddy of them all over on the football field. In 2011, the Torrance Tartars handed North High a beating to remember on their way to taking the Pioneer League crown. Gearing up for this season's matchup, Torrance was in a similar position. Slay the Red Hot Saxons and the two teams would share the 2012 Pioneer League crown. Lose? They'd fall all the way to third in the league standings with North holding the outright title. Brittany Johnson brings you those highlights.
North trying to get things started early here in the first. Hernandez to Jenkins for a 21-yard touchdown on the opening drive. On the second drive of the night, Hernandez is looking to go deep. He finds junior running back Adrian Koklisher for the long pass. That pass will set North up for the 5-yard touchdown pass to Mikey Gerardo. North takes an early 13-0 lead. Hernandez fakes the handoff to TJ Young. He'll run the ball to get a 1st and 10 for the Saxons. George trying to make something happen for his team. He looks for Devontae in the end zone. He makes the pass, but it's intercepted. Nice coverage from the Tartars. Hernandez had 2 interceptions in the game, but it wouldn't even matter because he finds freshman wide receiver Mike Juarez. That diving catch sets North up at the 3-yard line. It'll be an easy pass to Devontae for the TD. 4:30 left in the half. Hernandez hands it off to TJ Young for a 28-0 lead. But they're not done yet. Devontae Jenkins says he wants some. He scores another touchdown before the half. I think North is trying to send a message. They're up 35-0 going into halftime. Third quarter, Torrance trying to get their double-wing T offense going, but they only managed 79 rushing yards in this interception, and there was no holding back from North. Going the other way, Hernandez found Jenkins for this 30-yard touchdown. Saxons take a 41-0 lead. Does anyone else notice that North still has all their starters on the field? Who says payback was pretty? But this 77-yard scoring run by Corey Cox sure is pretty. Torrance still hasn't gotten on the board, and it's a 47-0 lead here in the third. Here's a sweet catch by Jenkins that gets the Saxons at 1st and goal. He scored the following TD to give the Saxons a 54-0 win. George Hernandez doesn't waste any time celebrating this shutout, but it wasn't just the offense that got the team this far tonight.
The defense that set the tone and said, they're just as important and equal in ability tonight. So it was great to see. The last few games they've really been playing well.
The Tartars doubled up on Mikey the entire night, which enabled receiver Devontae Jenkins to explode with 7 catches for 98 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Last week I wasn't happy with my performance, so this week I just worked really hard and I just came out and I wanted to give me and my team a good shot. So I just came out and played to my best abilities and things just went my way.
This win makes the North Torrance Saxons your Pioneer League champions for the first time since 2008. Reporting from North Torrance, I'm Brittany Johnson for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that, Brittany. So North caps off an amazing season with plenty to celebrate, but head coach Todd Croce quick to remind his team, going one and done in the playoffs, not going to do anything for them this year. I asked Devontae Jenkins after the game if he and Mikey Gerardo flipped a coin before each game to see who was going to put up a record night. Rochambeau coin flips, I don't know, whatever it was, it worked for Jenkins that night, getting those 5 TDs. George Hernandez, another huge night as well. He tosses 355 yards and 6 TDs. Say hello to your 2012 Pioneer League champs. And another team in the hunt for a league title that came down to the wire this year was the Bishop Montgomery Knights. Having lost to undefeated LaSalle and falling behind in the Del Rey League, the Knights' only mission to close out the 2012 regular season was simple: get back on a roll in time for the postseason.
Verbum Day at Bishop Montgomery tonight for the Knights' last Del Rey League game of the season. Coming off a much-needed bye week, these guys are pumped up and ready to finish league out strong. On Verb's opening drive, cornerback Cameron Hughes intercepts an Eagles pass and returns it for 91 yards all the way into the end zone. Knights up early 7-0, and the pick six set the tone for the rest of the game. Still in the first quarter here, Knights up 14-0. Running back Michael Turner finds a hole and breaks free for a 45-yard touchdown run. Bishop already up 24-0 and the second quarter hasn't even begun. This looks like an Oregon Ducks game to me. Is that Chip Kelly over there on the sideline? Knights not pumping the brakes here in the fourth quarter. Quarterback Louis Soto reads the D and goes with the QB keeper, sprinting straight into the end zone. Bishop crushes Verb 42-6 as they secure their second place finish in league and start prepping for the playoffs. All right, Coach, big win tonight. Is this what you expected?
Yeah, I told the team, we want to go into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum, and we came out, played well, did not turn the ball over, and got some turnovers. When we do that, like most football teams, we have some success.
Gone into the playoffs 2 years in a row, we haven't won yet, so we always want to get that first win in the playoffs.
You definitely played one of the bottom feeders of this conference tonight. That's undeniable, but it seems like everything kind of clicked for you. Is this a good way for you guys to go into the postseason?
Yeah, it's a big, hype. We get hyped up. We know we all have things to work on. We just take this game as what can we learn? What can we do next? How did we adapt to plays? How did we, come back from situations where they got us near in the red zone?
A bit of a blowout for Bishop Montgomery here tonight as they defeat Verbum Day 49-6 here at home. Despite Verb being the bottom feeders of the Del Rey League, the Knights are excited to go into playoffs, a little bit of momentum and confidence. And after the way these guys played tonight, they are definitely planning on making it far into CIFs. From Bishop Montgomery, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
So Bishop Montgomery takes out their frustration over that loss to LaSalle. This is actually just their second game in 4 weeks to wrap up the regular season. So the bye week before senior night proves useful as the black and gold get right back to their balanced ways on offense. 4 different Knights score touchdowns on offense, and the 42-6 outburst locks up second place in the Del Rey League. That secures the Knights' postseason placement in the Northwest bracket. Speaking of brackets, it's no March Madness over here. We're not breaking out the bracketology courses, but you might want to take one anyway because you'll be shocked at how many Torrance teams are headed to the postseason. Actually, the quicker answer might be how many Torrance teams aren't headed to this postseason.
I believe that home is where your pet is.
And that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you spay or neuter your pets, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
Because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend at a shelter. And you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
we can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
Visit ambassadors.bestfriends.org.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
My wife and I think our son drinks too much. We hate to see him wasting his life. A therapist told us to try Al-Anon family groups where we can find understanding and support. He was right. It means a lot to be with people who understand what you're going through. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group meeting from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Okay, welcome back to the Sports Desk, everybody. Just gave you a look at a few teams headed to the CIF football playoffs this season, but that's really only half the story. Well, a little more than half the story. The West Warriors, for example, had a nightmare stretch in October that turned their 5-0 season start into an 0-3 Bay League record, meaning the rest of the season after that point was pretty much do or die. With their backs against the wall and just one league win heading into their last game of the season against Lusinger, the Warriors rallied out 5 scores in their first 5 possessions. The fast start for West was aided by Barry Thomas's 110 yards and Joey Notch's 3 TD passes as the Warriors roll to a 50-7 victory, give themselves a chance to sneak into this year's playoffs. South Spartans were another team that endured an up-and-down season, facing off against El Segundo clearly another night where things were down. They headed into halftime with a close one at 10-7 on senior night before Gundo would add 2 more TDs in the second half to close out South's league season. Just one win. But there's hope. The Spartans finished 5th in the Pioneer League at 4-6 overall. Maybe thanks to last year's surprising first-round upset over St. Bernard, they get back into the playoffs this year. They'll face off against the top-seeded Bishop Diego of the Northwest bracket, and thanks to sanctions against Bishop Diego's program, Spartans get to host the first-round playoff game. Another David versus Goliath upset brewing? Who knows? We could see. Warriors also get that at-large berth they fought so hard for to close out the season. A 7-3 record, definitely a better indication of how good this Warriors squad was as opposed to their 1-3 Bay League line. Their first-round game is a road game at St. Joe's. And those other 3 teams we talked about today, well, no surprise, they all have seats saved in the postseason. North gets a top 4 seed into this year's tournament. Obviously, we weren't the only ones paying attention to the Air George attack all year long. Last time the Saxons went into CIF, they endured a first-round loss. That was back in 2010. Coach Todd Croce very clear to point out North won't be taking anything for granted this go-around. And the Tartars earn an automatic berth with their third-place finish. They'll be on the road against the Olympic League champion, Whittier Christian. The real story here with South edging their way into the tournament, 5 Pioneer League teams make the playoffs this year. All 3 Torrance schools in the Pioneer League rounding out that field. And of course, Bishop Montgomery has their playoff seeding wrapped up as well. The second-place Delray League finish gets them one of just 2 Delray League spots. They'll take on Village Christian at home. So, 5 Torrance schools, 5 playoff berths in 2012. Pat yourselves on the back, Torrance. It's going to be an exciting November with all those first-round games taking place this week. Coming up, Elko, the one Torrance team that will be hanging them up this month, but this time it's more than just another season going down in the books. Check it out when we come back.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back.
Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
We're asking folks about marriage.
You know, marriage makes me think of sports. You know, teamwork, dedication.
Okay, let's see what people say.
Let's say your marriage is a sport. What sport would it be?
Oh, what sport?
Basketball.
Surfing. Because we've been riding a wave for so long.
It have to be a team sport.
Definitely teamwork. Ice hockey.
Baseball. It lasts a long time and not a lot happens.
Ping pong.
So why ping pong?
Always on our toes, but relaxed and fun. Maybe doubles tennis.
So there's a lot of back and forth.
A lot of people watching.
So how many people are influenced by your marriage?
Hundreds?
Yeah.
I think we could easily fill a football stadium with all the people that we've influenced. And you really think about the ripple effect.
One influences the next and the next and the next. It's like a wave.
So it looks like a good marriage touches a lot of people.
Exactly. A good marriage goes a long way.
Want to improve your marriage? For ideas, go to foryourmarriage.org. A message from the Catholic Church.
For a while now, we've all known the end of Murdoch Stadium was creeping up on us. With that day finally here, SportsDesk showed up ready to take in a homecoming celebration and farewell festivities for the beloved home of the Warriors. What we were greeted with instead was a great deal of nostalgia and some amazing reminders of the stadium's great history. They didn't have to drive very far, but Hollywood's come right here to film. The United States has played World Cup qualifying matches right on this field, and one man even wanted to have his ashes buried right at the 50-yard line. So it's pretty easy to figure out if you were lucky enough just to spend one Saturday evening at Murdoch Stadium, that the games that were played here just a part of its history.
It's like Notre Dame Stadium.
the walls are right behind the benches. You don't see them like this anymore. All the schools in the conferences that would play here couldn't wait to come and play at El Camino College. The players love it, the coaches love it, the officials loved it. As you can see, it's a great place to play.
When we first started coming here, my husband and I, we couldn't believe how beautiful this stadium was. It was so gorgeous. It looked like, professional. So when he came here, that's all he talked about was the stadium. Well, when my husband passed away, they gave me a flag because he was in the service. So I asked Dr. Schwartz if I can donate the flag because he loved football so much that if he's up on the flag, he can watch all the home football games here at El Camino.
I think my favorite Murdoch memory for me is when I walked in here the first time. And, I'm kind of the Where's Waldo of our campus. I've only in my 4th year, so I don't have the tradition and history that so many people have. But when I walked in, I got it. I understood it. It was like walking into a mini Coliseum. I think my quote in the paper today was, it looked like somebody threw the Coliseum in the dryer and left it on.
You probably know we've been holding graduations in here since the beginning of time. For them to walk in, I don't know if you've been to a graduation here on the second week of June. Brilliant sunshine, bright green grass. It's a beautiful place for a graduation, and all those years, all those students got to witness Murdoch Stadium, and hopefully they'll take that with them.
One of the memories I have playing here at Murdoch was a loss. We actually came in, pretty good team. It was going to be a very good game, and El Camino pretty much stumped us. It wasn't very happy, but certainly it's one of those things that helps fuel the team for the following year, the following season, and certainly one of the memories I have coming here is how tough it was to play here.
When I had a chance to walk through the tunnel on Thursday night, I went really slowly. I wanted just to take in every small foot there. It's about a 20-yard walk. And I just wanted to walk really by myself through the tunnel. And when I went through the tunnel and just seeing this beautiful stadium, I had a good feeling in my heart. And I was happy for the kids to be able to play here and play in one of the best stadiums in the United States. Then I walked all the way from the tunnel all the way down to here, knowing this will be the last time on Saturday night. And I know when I'm done with you in a few minutes here, I'll be walking back again for the last time in this great stadium. And I played here a couple of years myself too, so I've been able to play here and coach here. I'm a blessed man. I've had a wonderful 27 years here. And I am told to many people this, but in my will, I wanted to put half of my ashes in the 50-yard line, dig it down 6 feet, and throw my ashes in there when I finally pass. But now I won't be able to do that. And the people that do know that I was planning on doing that, they got a kick out of it, knowing that I won't have that opportunity again.
Some quick facts about Murdoch Stadium. It opened in 1949 for the Warriors' homecoming game against East Los Angeles College and hosted everything from Beach Boy concerts to the filming of The Longest Yard in 2005. And of course, plenty of Warrior football and soccer. School's replacing the stadium with a new $37 million facility, a new football and soccer field, as well as a track and a kinesiology and fitness complex. So while you saw there were a lot of great memories being shared at Murdoch's last game, there's also a lot of hopeful and excited feelings for what future students and student athletes are going to get to experience. And of course, we're not going to go to the closing of Murdoch Stadium without bringing you the highlights from the last game, right? Jenny Phillips has those highlights.
Last game ever in Murdoch Stadium tonight is the Warriors take on top-ranked Mount Sac. Despite struggling all season, Elko manages to hang in with the Mounties throughout the first half. A late touchdown pass from Nick King to Kenny Holmes has them trailing only 14-10 going into the break. After halftime, though, Mount Sac showed their true colors and pulled away quickly, shutting out the Warriors and putting them away with a couple big plays. Final score, 38-10.
I was just so proud of the kids the way they played tonight. Sophomores played great. All the young freshmen played great. I mean, that's the best team in the country, and there's 172 JCs. And we were that close. We have a couple big plays, kind of like they had. We could have beaten that team tonight. I truly believe that. I thought our team played every bit as well as Mount Sac did.
Thanks for that, Jenny. Okay, coming up next, girls volleyball squads wrapping up their regular seasons all over the South Bay as well. We check in on the Spartans to see if they held up their end of the bargain on that preseason top ranking.
We're going camping!
Hey guys.
The strongest families are built one moment at a time. For more ways to make every day count, visit facebook.com/makeeverydaycount.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
This is great. Every day should be like this.
It will be when I retire in a few years. I've been planning and saving. Did you save for me?
Well, this is unexpected.
Where'd you come from? Out of the blue, just like an illness, an emergency, or
That's enough, Mr. Unexpected.
Savings Man.
There's still time to plan. Find out how at choosetosave.org with a ballpark estimate worksheet.
I will. Thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org today.
Never look a howler monkey in the eye. Fried ants are delicious. We finished a clinic in a rainstorm.
Really?
That was a confidence builder. My students actually ended up teaching me. Yeah. In la keg, a la king. Think managing a sales team is tough. Try working with 5 different villages. My alarm clock was a rooster. After 2 months, I was ready to quit, but after 2 years, I didn't want to leave. I didn't know I had it in me.
Turn 2 years of service into a lifetime of experience.
All right, we're back once more to fill you in on some more late fall action. This time, we're going to shoot on over to the volleyball court. Ladies at South High came into 2012 with high expectations pushed onto them. Sitting at 500, 16 games into the season, wouldn't exactly qualify as a letdown, but definitely not what we expected from one of the best teams in the state. Since that 8-8 start, though, the Spartans have reminded us of something. Even in volleyball, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's senior night here at South Torrance High School, where the Spartans just defeated El Segundo in a 3-game match. Let's check out some of the action. Before their last league game, the South Spartans honored their superstar seniors Erica Easley and Tessa Fournier with flowers and gifts. On to the match. First set, Erica Easley has a monster kill that ties the game at 12. A few plays later, it's Maddie Quisenberry with a quick kill to give South a 16-13 lead. Easley with the kill to tie the score at 22. There were over 7 ties in the first set. With the score 24-22 South, smart play by Corey Cooch gives the set to the Spartans. Second set, Skylar Ceballos quick off her feet, giving the Spartans an 8-5 lead. Later, out of bounds by Segundo puts South up 8 points. Back-to-back aces by Brooke Russell puts away the second set for the Spartans. Third and final set, an ace from Easley ties the game at 11. Big play by Quisenberry gives the Spartans the lead. Comeback play by Segundo puts them within 3, 20-17 South. Match point for South. El Segundo sends the ball out of bounds, giving South the match. Senior Erica Easley, who will be playing at Bucknell University next year, says she didn't expect to get emotional during the senior ceremony.
And that made it super emotional because I didn't think I was gonna cry, and then everyone started crying, and then I started gonna want to cry, and so it was just emotional because I didn't really think about it until everyone started like freaking out, and I was like, wow, this is my last game.
Senior Tessa Fournier, who will be playing at Seton Hall next year, says she has many memories at South.
I like playing with my sister. That was my freshman year, so that kind of meant a lot because she was a senior and I was a freshman. And then just laying out everything here, the semifinals for CIF were here.
Head coach Robert Cooch says the team will be missing a lot once Erica and Tessa are gone.
In this ceremony, I talked about Erica's our leader in kills and also leader in blocks, so obviously we're going to miss that. And then Tessa's our dig leader and our ace leader, so we're going to miss Tessa in the back row, Erica in the front row. It's going to be hard to replace either one of them.
But this isn't Erica nor Tessa's last game as the Spartans move on to the playoffs. These girls have a lot to look forward to as they plan to leave their mark at CIF. At South High School, I'm Erin Giddens for the Sports Desk.
So South closing out another season to be proud of and gear up for the CIF playoffs as usual. Again, the story not just being about any one team in town. South and North snatch up the top 2 playoff seeds heading into CIF play. Doesn't earn either team a bye, so they jump right into playoffs this week. But something we'll all be looking out for in the coming weeks is the collision course these two teams are on. They split the season series at 1 game apiece, and if they both keep up the solid runs they're on, could see a North-South CIF championship showdown. Also earning themselves a berth are the girls over at Bishop. Led by Bria Green, the Knights will also kick off their playoff run in Division 1A this week with a trip to Estancia. Another group deserving of some playoff props here in Torrance, all the ladies who teed it up this fall. Ann Chang of Torrance takes 3rd place in the Southern Section individual finals at Western Hills Golf and Country Club. 2 ladies from North advanced, along with South's Michelle Yam, all earning themselves a trip to the CIF WSCGA Southern California Regional going down this week in Murrieta. Always great to see some of our local athletes taking on the best of the best in Southern California, so best of luck to them. And with basketball season right around the corner, never too early to get little ones geared up for some hoops. The City of Torrance is tipping off registration for its youth basketball program this month. Registration is open until November 29th for Torrance residents from kindergarten all the way up to the 8th grade. If your future baller is ready to go, you can sign them up online, you can call, or there's even a 1-day walk-in registration on December 1st. Plenty of time to start practicing those free throws, guys. Any other stories we can cover on the Sports Desk? Give us a call, shoot us an email. Either way, don't be a stranger. Let's just let us know what's going on in town that you'd like to see on our show. Make it fun enough, we might even send the whole crew out there for your 15 minutes of fame. Okay, that's going to do it for us this week, Torrance. It's been another great fall, but hey, it's playoff time. All the fun's just getting started, so make sure you keep coming on back to the Sports Desk. See you next week.